Hey, Grand Rising. Oh, wow. I've had technical issues again, but I'm here. So, Grand Rising, it's Vanessa. I'm here to sparkle radiant energy into your day. Yes, I had technical issues. Yes, the family in terms of Zenta is upstairs distressed, but do you know what? I'm here. I'm showing up. I'm on episode 2. So I'm describing a whole week as an episode. So this is episode 2. And this week we will be talking about self-responsibility. So yes, I have showed up. I've taken responsibility to be here. Now, we're talking about your health and your well-being to get us started. All right. Okay, and what I want to let you know, hiya, literally just coming on because I had technical problems. So hi, Grand Rising. What I want to tell you is I feel that some of the words that I'm going to share with you this week, the message may not be directly for you. The message may need to be passed on to someone in your life, okay? So I'm talking about self-responsibility. Not all of these messages are going to resonate with you directly for your life, but you may find that you're being called to be the messenger. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you. And in fact, I'm going to start with the angel card for today. So we have beautiful Archangel Raphael, and this card is Angel Therapy. And the card says, give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. So we are talking about your health and well-being. If there's anything that you are particularly concerned about with your own health and well-being, then Archangel Raphael, you can call on that energy and actually ask for healing and guidance, okay? And as I said, if the messages that I have for you this week, if you're the messenger, then just know that that card as represents that all will be well. Okay, so let's start. Let's start with the affirmation as well. Wow. So listen to this. I love this one. I am attracting positive healing to my life. No, to myself, it says, sorry. I am attracting positive healing to myself. Okay, so I want you to think about that in this context. So I'm going to tell you, where should we start with? We're talking about your health and well-being. Well, I'm going to tell you about a little story that's literally happened in our house. Life is the food force, okay? Sorry, I've said that wrong. Yeah, life force. No, we're talking about life force food. Getting my words mixed up again. What's just happened is I was getting ready and everything, and Zenta asked for an orange. He had an orange. So we're talking about life force food. Then I had to get the tripod out of the cupboard, and he saw crisp. They're not my crisps. They're his dad's crisp. He wanted crisp. And I was like, no, you're not having the crisp. Why? Because I don't want Zenta to be eating crisp anyway. Okay, I want him to have fruits and vegetables. So look where I'm starting. So life force food is natural, fresh and organic fruits and vegetables which have the highest vibration. So you want to be putting good food into your body so that it actually raises your own energy and frequency. Okay, so you want to stay away from processed food. You want to stay away from processed meat. All right. If you eat meat, I personally don't eat meat, okay? But if you do eat meat, organic food that's harvested without chemicals and pesticides, so that's going to be relevant to your vegetables and your fruits. But if you eat meat, animals that are on organic farms typically live better lives. So if you think about it, if you are consuming an animal that's actually lived a better life, it's been cared for, in a more I know it sounds awful. I don't even feel comfortable talking about it because ultimately they kill the animal. But if they've like given the animal good grass feed and things like that, then it's raised the vibration of that animal. Personally, I don't eat them, but yeah, okay, there's no judgment here. Now, people say, well, organic food, that can be expensive. All right. Now, you've just got to be cautious here. Is that your ego actually feeding you with information to say, well, you know, we could get this cheaper version? Okay, you could get the cheaper version, but we're talking about how you're going to raise your energy and your vibration. So if you can eat good quality fruits and vegetables, organic fruits and vegetables, ultimately it's going to be better for you. Now I want to talk about water, and I know that you may say, oh Vanessa, you're always talking about water. And yes, I do have my Wizzy tea, herbal tea. If you're consuming herbal tea, it does count as part of your water take. What I've noticed is we did the water challenge about 3 weeks ago now. There was a real buzz and energy in the group, but I know that some of the participants have told me after the challenge that actually their hydration levels have dropped a little. So what I want to say is I'm organising water buddies. So if this is something that you think, what's a water buddy? I'm not going to get involved in when you meet up, when you check in, but I'm quite happy to facilitate connections between this group where you can have a water buddy. So if you're struggling to stay hydrated, drop me a private message, or even if you feel comfortable leaving a message under this post, let me know. I've already got one woman who is keen to have a water buddy, so I'm looking for someone to buddy up with a member of this group, and actually let's get that going. But what I really wanted to say about water is, did you know that fluoride is being added into the water that's being, coming through the taps? Now, fluoride is a product of phosphate. It's a product of the phosphate fertilizer industry, and it's heavy with toxic heavy metals, and this is added into water. Now, what was interesting is when I did the water challenge. Oh, sorry, I've dropped a toy off the table. When I did the water challenge, I asked the question in LinkedIn, not in this group. I did a survey to find out what type of water they like to drink. Was it tap water? Was it filtered water? Was it bottled water? Was it spring water? And the most popular choice that came up was tap water. Okay. Now, I didn't actually respond to the survey and talk about fluoride, but that is the reality. So this whole conversation this week is about self-responsibility. Fluoride is also added into toothpaste, as you can see, fluoride, okay? But if you look at the side of the toothpaste, it will give you a warning on the side of it. Now, personally, I don't use toothpaste that has fluoride in. You can get toothpaste that doesn't have fluoride. Now, going back to the cost of this toothpaste that I purchased, yes, it is more expensive, okay? But you know what? I value my health. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't care. I don't care if I'm going to spend an extra £1-2 on the toothpaste, okay? Obviously, I'm making sure that Zenta is having toothpaste without fluoride in it as well. Because ultimately, when I've known and I've understood that fluoride that's been added into water, added into toothpaste, is actually a byproduct and it's heavy in toxic heavy metals, I don't want that in my body. So I just want you to think about this, okay? So we're talking about self-responsibility this week. Obviously, I'm only coming on really short in the morning, and these conversations we can build on over the course of time. Now, to end off, I'm going to talk about movement. And yes, it's so important that we do think about how we are moving our body. And that's myself included. You know, last week I had such a busy week caring for my family and all sorts of things that my own exercise routine wasn't on track. But listen to this. If you make a plan, okay, and I know many of you have got set things that you do as part of your exercise routine, that's fantastic. So for those of you who are not quite there yet, get a plan, okay? Really map out what type of exercise you are going to be doing, but you want to make sure it's a mix of cardio and weight bearing exercise, okay? And also stretching, so things like yoga. For myself, when I was doing my kickboxing, we would always do stretching as part of our routine and our warm-up. So you want to have a balance of your exercise. You know, for some, maybe they're doing cardio. For others, they're always lifting weights. Make sure you've got that balance of cardio and weights. What I wanted to say here is, again, accountability buddies are great. I have an accountability buddy for walking. She wasn't able to walk on Saturday, but because I knew I hadn't been on track with my exercise plan, I went for a walk anyway. What an accountability buddy will do is give you that, what I would say, that mindset to say, yes, this is the agreement. But you know, for whatever reason, your accountability buddy is not available, make sure you stay accountable to yourself. Make sure you still take responsibility and follow through. All right, so I'm wrapping up today, but of course, I'm going to leave you with an invitation. So the invitation that I've got for you is about the Health and Wellbeing Cafe. We're talking about self-love. It's happening this Thursday. I have a fantastic guest contributor, Yonat, who will be with us. There's only 5 places left. Woohoo! So come on. I know that the women who've stepped forward and they've already, you know, booked their place on that, you're going to have a magical evening with us. If you're like, oh, I don't know, I don't really know what it's about, then be my guest. Your first actual attendance is as a gift from me to you anyway. So why not? What have you got to lose? Nothing. You're going to walk out after 90 minutes or leave the session after 90 minutes with just more tips and ideas on how you can be pouring more love into your life. So I haven't thought about the engagement questionnaire. I must question for today. So I haven't got that off the top of my head yet, but you will see me posting it maybe around about 11 o'clock. I will think of something that's been related to what I've spoken to you about today. And yeah, in fact, maybe I'm going to ask you the question. Yeah, it's just come to me. I'm going to ask you the question about water. What type of water do you like to drink? So I'll put that same questionnaire up in this group and see what the responses are. Okay, so that's it. I hope that these little snippets of information are adding value to your life. Like I said, my intention is to sprinkle radiant energy at the start of your day, give you something to think about, and obviously you're going to have a magical day once you start applying these things into your life. So I send you light, I send you love, and as always, God willing, I hope to be with you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.